Hey YouTube, this is a quitting cannabis and tobacco video. I'm just gonna go to the analytics page. Test. Wow, that's loud. I'll turn the volume down. I had music up really loud before, so yeah. I'll turn the volume down. There we go, that should be better. So this is a video to quit cannabis and tobacco. I'm going to run it for about an hour. So this is a video to quit cannabis and tobacco. I'm going to run it for about an hour. And I'm just going to be, it's like a meditation or a just transcendic sayings, just trying to will myself to quit cannabis and tobacco. So here we go. Pace yourself, quit cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Pace yourself, quit cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. I'm going to run about now. Pace yourself, quit cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. 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 Pace yourself, quit cannabis, tobacco. Pace yourself, quit cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Pace yourself, quit cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Spend energy, quitting 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 cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Pace yourself, quit cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Pace yourself, quit cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Pace yourself, quit cannabis, tobacco, clipixel.
That bag is full.
Pace yourself, quit cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. 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 Spend energy quitting 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 cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Pace yourself, 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 cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Spend energy quitting cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Spend energy quitting, testing. There's a viewer. Oh my god, we got a viewer. We got a playback. Oh no, it was just me. Sorry, it wasn't someone. It'd be amazing if we got someone. Spend energy quitting cannabis, tobacco, and clipixel. Spend energy quitting cannabis, tobacco, 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 clipixel. Practice 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 cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Pace yourself, 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 cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Practice, cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Spend energy, practice. Spend energy quitting cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. 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 Pace yourself, 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 cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Practice, cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Practice, cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. So it's 3:58 p.m. I'll go till about, it's been 11 minutes, so I'll go till my alarm is set. I'll set my alarm for 10 to 5, and that'll be about an hour. So 10 to 5, and that'll be about an hour. And I'll try practicing this for about an hour, spend some energy, have some, just try and deal with cannabis, tobacco, and clipixel. Clipixel is my schizophrenic drug, my mental health drug that they've got me on, that the government forces me to take. So I've got to deal with that as well. I don't want to be on that either. Don't want to be on any drugs. Just want to be clean and healthy. Don't need to be on any drugs. Practice, cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. 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 Hey, we got another playback. Wow, 3 playbacks. But I think it was just me again. Another playback for me. Practice, cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. 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 Work on cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Work on cannabis, tobacco, work, cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. 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 Practice, cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Practice, cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Practice, cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. Work, 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 cannabis, tobacco, clipexal. 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 Practice, 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 cannabis, tobacco, clipexal. Steamed energy, cannabis, tobacco, clipexal. Steamed energy, quitting, 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 cannabis, tobacco, clipexal. Hey, we got a viewer! We got a viewer! Woo! Our first viewer! We got a viewer! I am quitting cannabis and tobacco by spending time on it and just repeating sayings like quit cannabis, tobacco, clipexal. Practice cannabis, tobacco, clipexal. Work cannabis, tobacco, clipexal. Spend energy, cannabis, tobacco, clipexal. So just saying those sayings. And so I'm spending an hour. My alarm's going to go off in 45 minutes. So that'll be an hour. And I'm just going to repeat my sayings. Deal with my addictions. It's a boring video, but I'm not doing it for YouTube. I'm doing it for myself. I'm not doing it for my viewers. I'm doing it for myself. Because I've got to deal with these issues. I've got to make some money, you know. I've got to flip and stop spending all my money on drugs, cannabis and tobacco. It's so bad. So bad, man. I'd be a rich man if it wasn't for my addictions, or if weed was legal. I could grow it. But I don't want to smoke it anyway. Even if I could grow it, I prefer to get off it. Because I think I'd live a higher life, you know, like just a higher life. You'd have higher thoughts, and you wouldn't be so sleepy all the time, and you'd get your motivation back, and you'd have clearer thoughts. Because it really does make you a fuddy-duddy, man. You know, and especially the strong stuff. So yeah, okay, fair enough. Quit cannabis and tobacco. Quit cannabis, tobacco, clipexal. Quit cannabis, tobacco, clipexal. Quit cannabis, tobacco, clipexal. Quit cannabis, tobacco, clipexal. Quit cannabis, tobacco, clipixel. 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 Quit cannabis, tobacco,